We're here at South by Southwest at the Aussie BBQ 2014 with Gossling. Welcome to South by.
Thanks.
How's the festival treated you?
It's been awesome. It's been a really cool week. We've played 5 shows so far. We've got 3 more shows to go, and yeah, I've been loving it.
You've got 3 shows in one day. It's kind of a hectic way to end the festival, but I imagine you've prepared yourself for this day.
Yeah.
It's all led up to this.
Yes, and today's a bit drizzly outside, so we have 1 outdoor gig. I'm not really sure what's happening there yet, but about to play the Aussie BBQ show. Yeah.
So many amazing Australian bands here this year, the most we've ever had at South by.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a buzz in the air as well. A lot of people are talking about Australian music and Australian bands. You know, what's that like from the other side? What are you seeing and feeling in the air?
Yeah, it's pretty good that Australia has this buzz going at the moment. You know, it's very helpful for Australian artists that are trying to do things. And yeah, it's fantastic. Huge amount of Aussie bands, like 55 Aussie bands or something. And
yeah.
And it's kind of a bit more fun to come over to another country and play as a group of Australian acts as well, which is kind of funny that you go to another country to see Australian bands play. But that's fun because you feel like a bit more of a posse, and yeah.
Has there been any kind of highlights of artists that you've gotten to see while you've been setting up or running around from place to place?
Yeah, we only usually see like the 2 acts before us at most shows. That I managed to see Our Liza's set. She played just after us at one show, and that was great. And I can't think who else we've really got to see.
It's all blurred into one, I imagine, by now.
It's all blurred into one, yeah.
Between the free drinks, the free food, and the free music, it's all just
that's right,
melding into one.
Yeah.
So what happens after South by Southwest for you?
Immediately after, we're flying to London to play a couple of shows in London.
Fantastic.
And then head home, and we're about to do a tour with Vance Joy in Australia.
Who's also here?
Who's also here, yeah, killing it. So yeah, we get to tour with him and play a couple of shows, and then hopefully head back over to the UK to release the album Harvest to Gold in the UK.
That's very exciting. I mean, it comes off the back of a very exciting time in Australia for you, with not only the release of the album, but you know, a little spot on Spicks and Specks, and which was great. It must have been fun working with Ella and all that on that.
Yeah, it was cool. I've always, been a fan of that show, and it's also one of those shows where I felt like I could answer some questions. So it was really, enjoyable to go on it, and I kind of fanned out a little bit because I have the board game, the Spicks and Specks board game, so practiced on that, and it was fun.
So you trained yourself for the show.
Kind of did. And
you were opposite Suzie Quatro, was on the other side.
Yeah.
Must have, some pretty amazing female musicians on that day, wasn't it?
Yeah, Susie's amazing. Like she's been in the industry for 50 years, so she had some pretty incredible stories. And yeah.
You must, even just being in the room as someone like Suzie, must learn something about how to be how to be a musician for that long.
Yeah. She had just a beautiful energy about her as well, and she's obviously been in the industry for a long time, but she's had this confidence since she was 14 and been really aware of who she is as an artist and what she wants to put out there, and she's a very cool lady.
So you're back to Australia soon as well?
Yes, back in like 2 weeks' time.
And
we'll be back there.
What happens then? What have you got on back in Australia?
Yeah, well then we do this Vance Joy tour, and hopefully do some more of my own shows, and a few more shows that haven't been announced that I probably can't talk about yet.
Yeah, fair enough. And is there going to be another single on the way around the time of the Vance Joy tour?
Possibly. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. We kind of just put out Harvest of Gold, the title track from it, with the film clip that I'm really proud of, that has a crazy groundskeeper riding around on a gold lawnmower, which is kind of a bit wacky, but yeah.
Who came up with that idea?
It was the director. Jackson. I just thought it was a really kooky, different concept. It's probably my favourite film clip that I've made. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, really appreciate your time. I hope everything goes well here, and Aussie BBQ, not a bad way to bring the festival to an end.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Well, best of luck, and thank you for your time.
Thanks very much. Cheers.